You've been learning a second language for a long time, haven't you? You've learned tons of things about that language, yet you still can't actually use it, right? Do you want that to change? If you do, then you have to accept one thing first. Mastering a language is the acquisition of an ability, not the accumulation of knowledge about that language for years. Whether you studied in school, listened to teachers explain grammar and the sentence structures, went home to read textbooks and do exercises, memorized endless vocabulary lists, checked in on Duolingo for 1,893 consecutive days, or watched short videos online learning one sentence a day, you are living a very comfortable life. You will protest. How can you call this comfortable? I worked so hard. Yes, and every single thing you did was based on certainty. You never guessed. You're probably unfamiliar with guessing. And if you are unfamiliar with guessing, you can study until death. And you still won't master a second language because the entire process of acquiring a second language is built on guessing. This isn't new to you. You just don't remember it. Your mother tongue was guessed into existence. Let me pause here for a moment and let that hit you. All right, you are back. Now you say, how could learning a second language possibly be the same as acquiring a mother tongue? If that's what you think, then I will say it again. You will never master a second language. So let me throw the conclusion straight at your face. There is only one way to master a second language. There is no second method, no personalized version. The only way is to replicate as completely as possible the exact path through which you acquire your mother tongue. Not refer to, not borrow from, replicate. What does that mean? It means the next thing you need to do is extremely simple, and almost everyone instinctively refuses to do it. You only need to do one thing. Put yourself in an environment where there is no escape back to your mother tongue and be forced to live through the second language. Not study, not understand, not figure out rules, survive. At this point, you probably don't even know how to live, right? Look at you, completely lost. Let me pull you back. Massive input of understandable situations. Watch cartoons in the target language, watch movies, watch TV series. There must be visuals. Visuals are the anchor that allows you to infer meaning, just like babies watching their parents speak. Notice this carefully, not listening to parents speak, watching parents speak. You get through facial expressions, movements, tone, emotion. The moment the visuals begin, the lion roars for the first time. This is the critical point. You must eliminate all escaped routes. You must actively cut off your mother tongue. Turn off subtitles. Do not use a dictionary. Reject translation. Deliberately throw yourself into an environment that is identical to the one you were born into. Or like being dropped into a country where only the target language is spoken. Let me repeat this. Only when escape disappears does ability appear. Allow not understanding. Allow understanding nothing. Don't run. Allow chaos. As long as you roughly understand what's happening on the screen. Keep watching. Do not stop. You want to run again. Why do you always want to run? I already told you. You've spent years pretending to learn a second language while living comfortably. You didn't deny it just now, did you? Come back, watch again, then watch it again. I know exactly how uncomfortable you feel. And so do you. That discomfort is like a baby crying because they can't communicate yet. It's like a baby trying to roll over for the first time, base red, failing again and again. It's like a child taking their first step and falling flat. It's like stepping onto ice for the first time and smashing your tailbone. It's like nearly drowning the first time you enter a pool. It's like cutting your fingers and getting burned by oil the first time you cook. And then one day, you master your mother tongue. You roll over effortlessly. You walk with ease. You glide on ice. You swim like a fish. You become a chef. None of that required knowledge. It required ability. We've already agreed that a second language is an ability, and every ability is accompanied by discomfort. That discomfort lasts different lengths of time. For language, it's a long one. Judging by how long it takes newborns to acquire a mother tongue, you should expect 6 months to a year. But you've claimed you've been learning a second language for years, and yet you've never been this uncomfortable for even 1 minute, right? At this point, you half understand. You say, watch cartoons, watch movies, watch series with visuals. Then you beg, can I turn on subtitles in my mother tongue? I already told you, the moment you turn them on, you fail. You try to negotiate. What about the second or third time watching? The moment subtitles appear, that's the moment you fail. You are uncomfortable because you understand nothing. Good. Newborn, including you, started there. You don't remember it, but you cried plenty. So the key factor in mastering a second language is not running away when you understand nothing. You ask, if I don't run and I don't understand what I'm doing here, you still don't understand. Language is guessed into existence. The core mechanism of language activation is guessing. You guess through perceptual logic, visuals, actions. You guess through psychological logic, tone, emotion, intention. You guess through statistical logic, repeated sounds in similar contexts that the brain automatically tallies. You say, what if I guess wrong? Don't care. You will correct yourself naturally. Guess wrong now, correct later. That is language construction. One important note. You must always have visuals. Audio alone is meaningless without inference anchors. If you are fast, in 3 to 6 months, you understand a lot. You might even start speaking some lines simply because they are so familiar. Never force yourself to speak. Shadowing, repeating, oral practice. Never do these stupid things. Wait for output to emerge naturally. Any forced output is performance, not ability. When auditory input with visuals accumulates enough and guessing intuition becomes deep enough, you will suddenly want to speak the second language. Sometimes it will even feel smoother than your mother tongue. That's when language ability really forms. If at that point you want to go beyond listening and speaking and move into reading and writing, you add one thing: children's picture books in the target language with audio. Not text-only books, not textbooks. Children's picture books with audio. Why picture books? Because images are still required for guessing. Why audio? Because you already understand the spoken language but can't read it yet, so you map sound to text. 10 books a day is nothing. They are thin, 20 or 30 sentences each. If you think this is childish, you are taking yourself far too seriously. To native-speaking children, you are nothing. You are not qualified to read adult content yet. From picture books, you will encounter unfamiliar words. Never look them up. Dictionaries are meaningless. Words you look up are forgotten fastest. Guess through images and context. Guessing correctly is ability. Looking it up is not. If you can't guess, skip it. You never demanded instant clarity when acquiring your mother tongue. Meaning grows through repeated encounters. Eventually, after you've gone through all the picture books you can find and can even read many aloud without audio, you will be literate. You will be able to tell stories. Then, and only then, you may try text-only books. Open one. If 90% of words are unknown, close it immediately. If 5 to 10% are unknown, it's perfect. When images disappear, how do you guess? Through internal linguistic logic. First, syntactic function. You may not know what a word means, but you can tell what it does. Is it a noun, a verb, an adjective? You infer roles, agent, receiver, modifier. This structural understanding allows meaning to flow, then word formation, then sound. This part is rarely discussed but crucial. In most languages, sound carries emotional direction. There is only one exception globally: Chinese. Chinese characters are logographic. Guessing meaning from sound doesn't work there. But in most sound-based writing systems, pronunciation carries emotional weight. Sharp, heavy, light. Even vague emotional orientation supports comprehension. Finally, context and statistics. Meaning is not retrieved once. It's statistically grown. You form a vague hypothesis, then correct it across encounters. After repeated appearance, guess, revision cycles, meaning stabilizes. This meaning is far stronger than dictionary definitions. So in the end, to truly acquire the ability to use a second language, you only do two things: watch cartoons, movies, and series in the target language, read children's picture books with audio. They can overlap, but the order cannot be reversed. All language begins with listening. People say their speaking is bad, but other skills are fine. I don't believe that. If you can't speak, you can't hear. In real interactions with native speakers, they speak more. You mainly listen and respond accurately, often with yes or no, or okay, good. So listening is everything. But I'm not done yet. The next part is even more important. What you must absolutely not do. These things look helpful. Their real function is only one thing: they help you escape. First, mother tongue dependency and translation. If you want to master a second language, the first cut must be made against your mother tongue. Never turn on mother tongue subtitles. Subtitles are not assistant. They are replacement. When your eyes read, your ears are off duty. The language system never activates. You get the illusion of understanding, not ability. Never turn on second language subtitles either. As long as text exists, vision hijacks comprehension. You train reading, not language. Never translate. Translation is cross-system mapping. It builds an escape route. Second language to mother tongue to understanding. You need second language understanding. Every translation ruins that road. Never explain the second language in your mother tongue. Explanation is the most deceptive escape. Anything that can be fully explained is knowledge, not ability. Explanation replaces guessing. Guessing is where ability is born. Second, certainty and tools. Never use dictionaries. They kill inference. Never demand full understanding. Language grows in partial clarity. Never seek explanations. Teachers delay you. Grammar explanations block ability. Third, traditional language learning methods. Never memorize vocabulary lists. Never study grammar. Never use textbooks. Never recite texts. Never do exercises. They train memory, not language. And fourth, fake efficiency. Never learn phonics before listening. Never shadow read. Never do audio-only listening. Never force output. Output is a byproduct. Forced output is failure. If you feel uncomfortable now, that's normal because you realize everything you've ever done is on the don't do list. That's not your fault. That's the education system. Let me end with one sentence. Mastering a second language is not learning knowledge. It is survival adaptation. You only need to do one thing. In a real environment with no mother tongue escape, keep guessing massively, continuously. How? Two things. Watch visual content. Read children's picture books with audio. At that point, mastery is no longer about can you. It's about whether you choose to.